All right, so we're going to do an episode based off of a mailbag question today. So I'm going to read the mailbag question first. And this is from Rebekah from Durham, North Carolina. And Rebekah said, "Hi, I'm not sure of their prevalence in your area, but I'd be interested to hear you talk about Carolina Wrens. I love birds, except Carolina Wrens. These teeny birds start screaming outside our windows before the sun comes up and continues throughout the day. In the spring especially, we have to keep our garage doors closed because if we leave them open for more than 10 minutes, a Carolina Wren comes in and starts a nest. Recently, one morning, I Googled, why are Carolina Wrens so loud? Only to get hits of avid bird bloggers waxing poetic about how much they enjoy hearing the Carolina Wren. That didn't make my morning any better. Maybe you guys can shine some light on these little guys and help me find some appreciation. I'm a big fan and love listening to your podcast every week. You're my number one recommendation whenever I meet someone even mildly interested in birds."
Oh,
Well, thanks, Rebekah, and hopefully
thank you,
we can
Rebekah.
hopefully we can help.
We can help. We can help.
Help you like them.
She may never listen to the podcast again.
Yes. I wouldn't like these either if they were doing that. I hear you.
Rebekah has to write back and tell us if any of this works.
So the four of us got together just this past weekend and we all went birding. And when we were leaving, we brought up this mailbag question. And John, you were excited to talk about Carolina Wrens. And we started to talk about it in person. And then we were like, let's wait till we all get together on the podcast. So I was curious, what were you excited to chat about with these birds?
So Carolina Wren is a member of the wren family, the Troglodytidae. And it's very different than house wren and winter wren, which are the other two wrens in the eastern U.S., both of which are migratory. So Carolina Wren is more closely related to a lineage of Central and South American wrens. And so I like to think of it as a tropical bird that's basically expanded into the eastern U.S.
You're wrong. Hey, John, we have to correct you first. You can't give people wrong tree of life information. It's in a genus all by itself now, and it's related to Bewick's wren.
But it's still part of it.
And those are two monotypic genera.
Lineage. Yeah,
okay, but that's a little bit different.
So its distribution goes. I guess, but its distribution is interesting because it's got a Mexican distribution going down into northeastern Mexico, but then also has an isolated population down in the Yucatan. So it's got Central American Mexican origins.
Yeah, I was looking at the range when we were doing our research, and I saw like there's like some tiny little spots like way down in Central America. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, and again, the fact that it's non-migratory is really interesting.
So I want to go back to Rebekah's question. Why are they so loud?
So
well, almost all wrens are loud.
Yeah, they're great singers. Now, Carolina Wren is a little monotonous.
So I actually.
How so?
Oh, it's. Go ahead, Shannon.
No, I was going to talk about why she should like them.
Okay.
And you saying monotonous is not helping, John. We're trying to convince her not to lose her mind over the bird being in her garage. You're not paying attention to the assignment. So I actually did something I almost never do because I found this question so hilarious. So I asked Gemini why you should why are Carolina Wrens good? And I'm not sure she's going to buy this, but then I have some other things. So they have a voracious appetite for pest insects. That's a good one for me. So they're eating all the things that you might not want to get bit by or or have in your house. So they're protecting her garage from infestations of, some insects she might not want to run across. So that's I think that's a good one. They're vocal and cheery. She's not buying the cheery thing. The vocal thing, I think, is the crux of the problem. And they're charming and have energetic personalities. I think that's true. So I do think they're adorable. And I think the fact that they don't seem to be too bugged by being around people can mean you can spend a lot of time looking at them, right? Watching them, learning about their behavior without like crawling around on the understory of the floor. And I mean, they have and for me, the thing that I think is the most adorable about them is how they forage on the ground, turning over leaves, looking for things. I think that's really super cute. So I don't know if any of those help, But there are some other things. So I researched this bird from the specific angle of trying to convince Rebekah that they're not as bad as they seem. So it probably means that she has some pretty decent habitat in her yard too. So she can think of that as a sign of pride for the environment that her house is in. So that's a good thing. They're extremely philopatric. So what that means is that Carolina Wren really likes her and really likes her house. So, it really is happy to be near her. They form extremely good and tight pair bonds, which I think is also really, so they don't cheat in the way other birds do, at least that we know of. So they found strong pair bonds. The male helps build the nest, and the male is extremely involved in raising the babies and fledging the young. So that's a good quality, right? Aren't all of these decent qualities to have?
Yes.
You're selling me, Shannon.
She has a new favorite
Let
bird.
me see what else I wrote down. I do think they're adorable. I mean, the other thing.
Do they duet like the male and the female?
No, the
Aw.
males sing, but the females
Okay.
don't. And then I found this other really cool study that
Nice try, Archie.
that might make her crazier. So the fact that they don't duet might be a plus for them, given that we're trying to convince her to like them. And then I read this really cool study where when they're raised in captivity, they learn 70% of all of the songs they learn in the first 3 months in captivity, and they don't go sing other things once they're let back into the wild. So all that songs she's hearing, they're like teachers.
Wow.
Everybody likes teachers, right? So all that sound is teaching those little baby birds how to be a Carolina Wren. So you can't hate teachers, can you? Well, actually, that's not. We just
Yeah, you can.
we just won't go back in time to some of the teachers I had in elementary school. But one in particular, I wonder if he's still alive. His name was Mr. Dick, and I'm not joking.
He lived up to the name.
He did. He threw a textbook at my brother's head. Caused my mom to charge herself into the school. And I wonder whatever happened to Mr. Dick.
Oh my
If
gosh.
anybody from Sunningdale who's listening, what happened to Mr. Dick?
Jeez.
That's a
He
good
lives
turn
in
for
South
the
Carolina.
Yeah.
He's a Wren.
He's getting harassed by, he's teaching other Carolina Wrens how to be loud. So I have a quick funny anecdote. So I I asked AI something cool like you did, Shannon, about Carolina Wren, and it told me that they do duet. And then when I did my own research and started looking at actual websites and everything that have real information, it said that they did not. So AI failed there.
Okay.
Did it have a little thing?
Shannon,
Where did it get that information?
It didn't have a source. So I went.
Shannon chastised me for my comment about the tropical nature of Carolina Wren, and the genus that it used to be in, which is called Thryotherus, is a group of a bunch of species of South American wrens, and all of those duet.
Okay.
So that's where it's getting
Just
the
not the
information
Carolina
from,
Wren.
right? It's extrapolating from the genus it used to be into to what they hallucinate it might be. This is why you have to check. Go to unless you're asking it
That's
something
interesting.
silly like why should you like a Carolina Wren, and then whatever it gives you, whatever. But yeah, you have to go and check a reliable source. Even though this is a pretty common North American bird, that doesn't mean we know enough about it to where AI is going to get every little aspect of its behavior, distributions, or whatever correct. And clearly, in this case, it didn't. But Googling this did lead me to one of the most hilarious Reddits that I've ever been. It's called r/sleepy wrens. Did you guys go there? So it's
No.
What's that?
absolutely hilarious. Wrens sleeping in people's garages all over the place, not just Carolina Wrens, but so there's all these wrens sleeping, and people have taken pictures of them, and it is absolutely adorable. Like one is kind of sleeping on top of a clock.
Oh.
And the person who posted in there said, there it is from 10 to 2, because it's laying across the top of a clock with, its head at 10 and its body at 2.
Oh.
Absolutely hilarious. The fact that there's a Reddit dedicated to this, that shouldn't surprise me at all, but it is funny. So she might find kindred spirits, but I thought because maybe because of the internet, that maybe if her hatred is so strong, she'd probably find a whole bunch of people who don't like Wrens, and she can form a social club for I hate Carolina Wrens, and then she'd make friends. She'd have a group. Give her new, a larger social group.
I'm in her club of I hate birds that start singing at 4 a.m. So I'm with you, Rebekah. I asked John and Shannon if they could assassinate a robin in our apartment.
The answer is no. That's illegal. It would be bad.
So I feel
the bird curators at the Field Museum in jail.
She's just
bad.
saying that on the record.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that for real. I'm not coming.
It's not what you said offline.
I'm not coming to kill your robins, Amanda. You have to deal with it. If Rebekah has to deal with the wren, you got to deal with the robins. It's just life.
You're right.
But that doesn't mean I like
with her.
It doesn't mean I don't want to kill all of the mourning doves, as you guys well know. That I share Rebekah's pain, but not about Carolina Wrens, but about the whiny mourning doves that are all over our yard all day, every day, whining their little broken hearts out.
So I wanted to point out another interesting thing about Carolina Wrens related to the fact that they don't migrate. And that is that in the Chicago area, it's a bird that probably wasn't here in the 1900s and is actually in the early 1900s and has actually moved north into the area. And they've expanded all the way up into Canada. But what happens is because they're non-migratory, they have to try to survive the winters here. And so they routinely get knocked back. And I was reading one thing about California or Illinois in the 1970s that was pointing out that in 1976, they had 800 Carolina Wrens reported on Christmas counts in Illinois. And then there was a really hard winter. And the next year they had 83 or so.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Crazy.
Dangerous to be at the leading edge of climate change, because especially for a bird like that, right? You're not picking up and moving. So
I saw that this is not for Rebekah's, this is in Rebekah's camp, not standing up for them, that there was one that sang, it was recorded 3,000 times in a day.
Oh my gosh.
So I had to look up like how many minutes are in a day. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. So this thing is,
gosh.
I mean, how many songs a minute is that? And then it's probably not doing it in the night, right? So
right.
3,000 times in a day.
That's
insane.
a big check in.
That might be the one at Rebekah's house.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I think that one can be assassinated.
It could be that the females find him so extra specially attractive because he has all that extra energy that he's getting more and more and more matings, and there will be more and more long singing Carolina Wrens in the future. That's not helping Rebekah. That's not helping.
He's passing on his genes.
Yeah, it's not helping my cause of having Rebekah like them. The idea that something's going to sing 3,000 times in her yard in a day.
Right.
But think about the energetics of that. That is mind-boggling.
Yeah. Shannon, I have a question about the Reddit page. Did you see any that were asleep in somebody's jacket pocket? So I saw a report of one where people like hung their jacket up and one made a nest in their pocket.
Oh, that's super
I think
cute.
it might have been the first one. Is the bird is in a wreath or something like that, and it's almost completely hidden until you actually really look at the picture to see it's like face in, butt out in a wreath. It's funny. I mean, if there can be a community on.
All right. So do you think
if there can be a community on, sleeping wrens, I'm positive that Rebekah can create a community for. I'm annoyed with singing wrens. And if you think about it, you're protected in a garage, right?
Agreed.
So going in the garage, if you can make it, isn't such a
Yeah, they're
bad thing.
stupid.
There's a comedian that has a podcast that I listen to occasionally, and he's not a birder at all. He's like kind of a football sports guy, but he lives in Texas and had a Bewix wren in his backyard and knew nothing about birds, and it made a nest in like a cooler that he had out in his backyard, and he started documenting it and like talking about it on his podcast and taking pictures, and now he's gone all the way to where he's gotten like a feeder with a camera and is like into other birds. So it's been fun watching this person who had zero knowledge of birds at all. It was a Bewix wren, not a Carolina wren, but I'm sure a Carolina wren would have done the same thing. Kind of turned this guy's opinion around, and now he's like really into birds. So
Aw.
that's so cute.
if it can happen to this guy, it can happen to Rebekah.
Oh.
Even though I know she's already into other birds.
Yeah, she likes birds. She just doesn't like the 4 a.m. bird. I'm with her.
Well, the cooler was a gateway drug for him to birding.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And then we should
Yeah.
be telling all these people, you are not legally allowed to touch that nest, move the nest.
Right.
Certainly not allowed to kill the bird unless you have proper collecting permits and training. So no, I'm not going to Rebekah's house to get rid of her wrens, and I'm not getting rid of your robins either, Amanda.
Wink, wink. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
You are pushing the boundaries today, honey.
All right. Well, hopefully, Rebekah, we've convinced you. Is there anything else on the Carolina Wren before we wrap it up?
Not
Gotta
sure
love
we've
'em.
convinced Rebekah to like.
That was a good question. Yeah.
Well, you have to live with them.
And thanks, Rebekah, for spreading the word too. Yeah. You said that you were your number one recommendation whenever you meet someone even mildly interested in birds. So we really appreciate that.
Yes.
That's amazing. So thank you for
Thank
spreading
you.
the word and for listening. And hopefully you like Carolina Wrens now.